So if either you hold the SPX6900 or you've been thinking about getting in and you've seen a massive pullback recently on the chart, this is the video for you because it can be scary out there. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, doubt out there on our Twitter timelines, and we are here gathering together to settle it once and for all, because I owe this to you, because I actually promised in the last video that I would do it and then I forgot to do it. So I apologize for the lie. Here we are in this video about to do it. Please hit that like button down below for me and let's jump in, because have a look at this. Someone like Ash Crypto has been posting these technical analysis charts. So this looks very different to a normal technical analysis chart. It looks very much Microsoft Paint edition. Drawing the SPX6900 chart, of course, again, there is no chart here, but we're just using them hypothetically just to prove a couple of points. Down to 8 cents. And not only that, he's done a full write-up, including showing that the account has just been suspended on Twitter. And if we jump into his post now, that the team is abandoning the project and insiders are cashing out, and that is why the SPX6900 is crashing. He says, has the SPX6900 rug pull kicked off? The official X account is gone, disabled or suspended. No word from the team. Pretty crazy. The team hasn't commented at all. Are they bailing? Did they get their $2 billion valuation and now are like, let's get the hell out of here? Reddit and X are freaking out, and it smells to Ash Crypto's nose like abandonment. And that might be a familiar smell for our friend Ash. The token has crashed 20% and even more now, down to $1.40 last night from its all-time high of $2.27, and trading volume is tanking. We're going to address these one by one. I said that in the last video, but we are literally going to, that's the whole video here. We're going to address these one by one. RSI is screaming overbought. Textbook dump setup. Analysts say it could tank to 153. Analysts were wrong. It tanked to 140 or 137 or something last night. Influencers shilling non-stop hodl to the moon. But where's the substance? Fair question. Where's the utility? Fair question. Why is the team anonymous? There's no roadmap and it's all just purely meme hype. It feels like a trap for retail bag holders. Let's address these one by one from the top, starting with a couple of concerns that I also had. Why is the SPX6900 X account banned? Well, the official X account of the SPX6900 is officially suspended, but that happened back in March. And Crypto Rug Muncher, hilarious name, says these bans are just plain wrong and without reason, targeting many of the more legitimate meme projects in the crypto space. A lot of memecoin X's get banned. And Grok down here goes ahead and explains it for us. Account got suspended likely due to X's rules against platform manipulation or spam. You know, when you're shilling meme coins, X interprets that as spam. Even someone like Pepe, which reached a $10 billion market cap, their X account was also being banned. It's very common in meme coins. But the biggest thing here, where Ash is pulling this into July 31 post as if it's just got suspended, this got suspended back in March before we literally soared to all-time highs. So people haven't really cared about this ban until the price starts to pull back. Now, the founder of the original SPX6900 account says he cannot create new accounts because he would be circumventing X's rules and they would all get banned. But there is an official NFT account which is serving as the official SPX6900 account that is not banned, called Project Aeon 3333. And then going back to Ash Crypto's write-up here, he says, no word from the team. Are they bailing? It smells like abandonment. Well, guys, the founders actually did rug this project. But once again, this was back when the project was first created. This is way back in September, November 2023, where it first ran up. And have a look at these pullbacks too, because we've had, again, no chart, but hypothetically, this is what the early chart would look like for SPX6900. It ran up to a 7 mil market cap, pulled all the way back to a $1 million market cap. Think about that craziness. Now we're valued at $1.4 billion. And so that is a 1400x from there. But everyone here was freaking out as well. Then we went up to a 30 mil market cap and pulled all the way back to a $1 million market cap again. That's when the founder rugged, sold his tokens, and then we had what is called in the industry a community takeover, a CTO, where the community rallies behind the token and takes it out of the hands of the original founding team. And it's funny because in crypto, it's almost like you do it to spite the founder, because the founder rugged on the community, and therefore the community then punishes them by running the token up into the billions of market cap, and having the founders' tokens literally would have been worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but they are not because they sold them onto the community. That is called a CTO, and this happened back in 2023. And honestly, it's a good thing for the project because, as Ash keeps talking about, there's no word from the team. There is no team. The team bailed on us in late 2023, and we have been a community-run project ever since. And this is Murad's entire thesis. In this tweet, he talks about the flow of capital and how it normally flows into altcoins, which is what Ash is talking about. He's like, no roadmap, no utility. Well, that is the whole point, because altcoins, as Murad says, have 100x marked up venture capital bags. They get venture capital teams to invest in the token at like pennies on the dollar. Then they launch to public at $1, $2, $10, 100 times more than the VCs paid. And that is when the whole house of cards comes crumbling down, because all that dilution comes on, and the VC and the team make money, but the community do not. And that is why Murad thinks people will then look for alternatives in either gambling meme coins or cult meme coins, where there's no team, there's no one to dump on you, there's no dilution coming, and there's no one who can rug or literally abandon the project, because there are 200,000 community holders who are all holding this thing up. And this is at the core of the thesis for the meme coin supercycle. Murad says, crypto's rise towards 10 trillion total market cap is unfolding before our eyes. The biggest parabolas will happen in the next 6 months. He still strongly believes this, as Colin Talks Crypto did in yesterday's video as well. Buy SPX6900. What Ash is talking about is the old school, outdated 2021 era, where all these utility alts were the things that printed the 100x returns. The theory is now is that the meme coins and the pure belief assets will be the tokens that absorb most of the liquidity of the $10 trillion that is about to enter the market. The next thing to address here is that the token is currently crashing. Well, let's have a quick look at the crypto market as a whole. And I don't know why my bubbles are all squashed to the side here, but if we space them out a little bit, it's kind of hard to identify which token is the SPX6900 because it's tucked in there. It's down here, 24% negative. You can see it's not an anomaly in the market. The token is not crashing. The project is not crashing. But Bitcoin has had a nice pullback and a nice shakeout, as they call it, to $112,000. And you can see SPX is in the orange here. It's basically a leveraged play on the entire market. When the market goes up, as you can see the blue line here, Bitcoin goes up 6%, SPX goes up 27%. But when Bitcoin goes down, for example, Bitcoin goes from up 8% all the way down to almost flat or down 2%. And SPX goes from 54% down to up 16%. You can see it's literally following the price of Bitcoin, the price of the market, but with an extra leverage, which is why we love it, because when Bitcoin goes up, the SPX 6900 goes up even further. Now, this brings us to what could be the most concerning thing that Ash Crypto has said, because I looked into this recently and I was like, this could actually be a thing that would not be good for the SPX 6900 token. And I'm a big believer in the token, so I want to check out all the things that could potentially be the downside for it. Now, there's a rumor that Murad, who owns 2 to 3% of the supply, sold $20 million of his SPX tokens to a exchange called Galaxy Digital for $13 million. There's all this paperwork that goes through it, and basically they're saying that he's doing an OTC deal because Murad holds $50 million of these meme coins, and he cannot sell them without tanking the market and having everyone know that he sold his tokens, which will really have a massive price impact on the entire project. Now, there's a lot of posts you can go and read about these, and there's these official looking papers, which are pretty detailed and pretty fully written up. But there's a response from the head of research at Galaxy HQ. He says, "I've seen the photos being shared. They are forgeries. The ID badge in the photo isn't ours. The email groups are not real email distribution lists. None of this is real. Please share this tweet if you see otherwise being claimed anywhere." And you've got this guy, your friend Somi, saying there is a fake rumor going around that Murad sold his coins. Apparently, it came from the Pepe dev named Harambe, who dumped lots of Pepe tokens via Binance OTC deals. I do not have all details, but the Galaxy Digital head trader said that the rumor is false. These fake rumors come out to try and spook people from jealous individuals. Now, once again, if you notice the date on these tweets, it's back in February, before we had a massive run-up. And we've got official members of the Galaxy team denying that this is a thing. Let's just say worst case scenario, that this was a thing. Let's say it's not a forgery. We're going to say it's a 1% chance that this is actually real. It's not the end of the world. You would want a large whale to sell OTC so they don't have a massive price impact on the chart. Murad does say that he's going to sell early 2026, if not late 2025. So we do have to be aware of that. How he sells, we want him to do OTC over dumping his tokens onto the market. His plan, however, is to have enough momentum in the project that it doesn't matter when he sells maybe 0.5 or whatever percent he's planning to sell. Now, let's get on to the real believers and the people who actually know what they're talking about. Coinvo says, smart money is starting to realize they need to believe in something. This week, the most bought up token by smart money is the spx6900. They know what a good dip looks like. Murad just this morning tweeted out one word as SPX dipped under $1.40. He says, bullish. Gordon, altcoin Gordon, says, if SPX gets to my white box, expect the bounce to be violent, which is exactly where it just got to this morning. The total amount of holders is continuing to grow for the SPX6900 in this last shakeout. You can see if we go back to July 2028, it's growing by literally thousands of new holders every single day. New people in the community, more people who are going to be able to go out there and promote the token. Crypto Guy John says, most people will become overly bearish during this shakeout and miss the buy opportunity as usual. And lastly, this is a strong one by Tech Lead. He says, every single dip in Bitcoin history has been worth buying. Remember, this is not an SPX dip. This is a crypto market dip. That's a 100% track record over 15 years. Human emotion is volatile, but the money printing never stops. The trick is to just not get yourself confused. Conviction, the only way to make real money. And so I am dollar cost averaging into this dip. I'm a strong believer. I think we're going past 5 billion, past $10 billion market cap. And I think this is the banana zone. I don't think this cycle is going to be much different to every other cycle. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.